Welcome back. Today is day 2 of 31 days of my money makeover month. So, if you missed day 1, go back and watch the video. It was very short, just like a quick little intro. We are basically calling out the fact that we're running on no method. We're just going with the vibe for our finances. That's all day 1 is. No real system, just money in, money out, a bit of a panic. And today we're going to be doing something super important, honestly, kind of life changing, which is figuring out how much does your life actually cost every month. So this is bare minimum. And we're not talking about your dream life. We're not talking about your when you're on vacation. This is like the stuff that you need to actually, like, in general, run your life bare minimum, roof overhead, feed the kids, etc. So most of us are like guessing, and you maybe like kind of know your utility bill, you kind of know your groceries, you definitely probably know your car payment, you probably know your mortgage or your rent because those are like very specific. But if I asked you, hey, what's the exact number you need every month to cover those basics, most people cannot answer that without doing like a whole math project. So of course your money feels chaotic. And if you've ever thought, I make decent money, why do I still feel broke? Or my card goes through, but I'm always anxious. It's usually because you don't have that anchor money in your head, that number that you're just reacting. So today, what we're going to go over is the basics of that. I have my notes here with me. I have some examples of ways that you can do this. And I do recommend pause this video now, go get something that you can write with, and something that you can write in. So we're going to go over your list of non-negotiables. Also, I just want to tell you, I'm not here to be your boss or tell you what to do. Think of this as like we're sitting down in a park, relaxing, trying to talk about this, drinking a latte maybe. I wish I had a coffee. And the whole point is just to not be super anxious about it. You have to do hard things. You have to do things that scare you, but you don't have to really add to the anxiety. So if sitting at your table, like your kitchen table, adds more anxiety to it, I recommend to go outside because it's beautiful sometimes outside. And I think it's just really nice to have that separation, especially when you're trying to do something for the first time that really scares you. So, step 1, hope you got your pen and paper. Step 1 is list your non-negotiable bills. This is everything. If everything went sideways, these are the things that I would fight to keep paid. So that usually looks like rent or mortgage, utilities, as in power, water, maybe internet, basic groceries, gas or transportation, childcare if you absolutely need it to be able to work, minimum payments on debts, credit cards, loans, etc. Maybe insurance if it's not already taken from your paycheck. Okay, so now that we've done step 1, step 2 is put rough numbers next to each of them. Okay, so this doesn't have to be perfect, but I want you to ballpark it. Okay, for example, how much is your rent? 1,400, let's say, power and water, internet, etc. If you don't know the exact numbers, err on the side of being a little bit higher. Okay, don't want to underestimate anything. Next, step 3, we're going to add it all up. So, exactly what it sounds. It's the bare minimum number. Whatever that total is, that is what we're going to be looking at as essential. Okay. That's the amount of money it takes to keep your life running each month before we add anything fun or anything extra. So, both are valid reactions if you're like, wow, that's not as bad as I thought, or if you're like, wow, I see why I'm so stressed. Both of those make sense. And the whole point is not to say whether this is a good number or a bad number. The whole point is just to know this number, come about this as calmly as you possibly can. So, if you do this and a pit drops in your stomach, like, wow, no wonder I'm so exhausted and like stressed out about this. You're finally seeing the math behind the feelings. So I hope that that's very validating. You're not crazy. There is something that might be off, and we're here to change it, and we're here to make this better. So there is nothing wrong with you, and you were just operating on zero clarity. So here we are. We're trying to pave the way for you to have clarity, and I am your finance bestie here to help you do that. So now you can totally do this on paper. You can also do this on some apps. Just as a personal note, I use the Dave Ramsey Every Dollar app. Do I listen to everything that Dave Ramsey says? No, but I do like his app. It's very easy. It's based on the zero based budgeting. So every dollar has an assignment. And I like it. It connects to my bank account, drops in there. There's a lot of other apps that do that as well. I think Caleb Hammer just had an app that he just dropped, or he just revised, that works similar. Rocket Money has one. But there's many different types of apps that you can use with this. You can connect it to your bank account, and so whenever you swipe, the expense drops in there, as well as being able to go in and put an actual budget, which is very nice. But you don't have to do it on an app. I just wanted to recommend and say what I do. There are a bunch of other options that you can use. You can just use like the Apple's Notes app. You can use a spreadsheet. Some people really like spreadsheets. The whole point is that nothing is a magical fix. Okay. You have to do whatever is going to work best for you, and you have to make sure that you're going to go back and actually use it. So, whatever that is, this is not the time to be aesthetic. This is not the time to be doing things that you wish that could be like that girl that used this and that. No, use what actually works for you. And so, whichever that is, go with it, stick with it. Feel free to change it up. If you try something, it doesn't work, you don't have to stay the same. I'm just saying, don't be unrealistic. Use what actually works best for you and your lifestyle. So, why does this number change everything? Knowing this one number, you can see so much. So, when your paycheck hits, you know immediately what you need to cover. When you're looking at job postings online, you know what new salaries you need to be looking at, which ranges you need to be looking at. If you're thinking about cutting hours, switching jobs, staying home with your kids more, this all can be calculated into math. And I love math. I always say the numbers never lie. So this is very important to know, okay? And you would think that it wouldn't be a super like normal thing to know it, but sometimes you just get caught up in life. So I'm saying slow down, figure it out right now. Okay. You and me, we're just besties hanging out at the park. So for your homework today, a little homework, nothing too stressful. I just want you to write down your list of non-negotiables. I want you to put rough numbers next to it. Okay. And then I want you to add it up as your total and have that. And then maybe if you have children, do one with childcare versus not childcare. For example, I have a job right now that I have to have childcare. But there may be a scenario, say I go back to school, I need to figure out some different childcare because my schooling might be more flexible. These are all things to consider. These are real life things that people are experiencing day to day. So you're not alone. There are probably many, many, many other people going through what you are. And it's very important to keep track of what's going on with you, but also just keep in mind this does not have to be perfect. This is just a starting point. Okay. We're going to be doing 31 days of a money makeover. So we're going through step by step, and it's going to be little things like this. It's going to feel really small at the beginning, and then hopefully it will compound at the end, and we will feel like we actually made some progress so that we can just rock it off and continue to be smart with our finances all 2026. That's my goal. So if you did do this, I would love to know. You don't have to share your actual numbers because that's personal, but drop a comment down below. Like, hey, I got my bare minimum number. I wrote down my non negotiables. I made sure that what I needed to incorporate into my life is written down. Or I bought an app, or I'm using a free app. There's free apps out there. From there, in day 3, we're going to talk about really simple 3-step account setup that makes managing this number way easier. Okay. So like, for example, you look at an account and instantly you know how much fund money you have. So we're taking this one step at a time. You're not behind. As a reminder, you're not bad with money. You need to let go of that identity right now. That's the only way that we're going to grow and become better. And you're just building a foundation now. No one will ever be able to question your understanding because you're going to know your numbers. Okay. You're never going to question your understanding because you're going to know your numbers, and that's going to be your base. Okay. Finances are the base of life. You need to know this, and you need to teach your children this. It's very important. And you're just building a foundation that no one has ever helped you build before. And I'm really proud of you for watching this. And thank you. And we'll see you in the next one.